Hello everyone, welcome to the day 2 of NLP Fluency course. So this is gonna be a very important day wherein we'll be, looking some examples of hands-on with NLP preprocessing. So let's start. So basically what we'll be discussing, this notebook will cover about the text generation and the basic statistics. We'll be looking at the tokenization onto the some real world data and then removal of store words, stemming and lemmatization, part of speech tagging, text cleaning and normalization. So let's start. So basically, first we what we need to do, we need to import sub libraries as we discussed in the previous lecture. I am using NLTK for doing the hands-on on NLP pre-processing. So from the NLTK package, I am downloading something like for the tokenization. There is a Punctate tab. There is a store words, there is a WordNet for lemmatization, and then for the post tracking, there is something called average perceptron trigger in ENG. ENG is for English basically. So I am downloading all those things here. After that, I am actually, not enabling that SSL. So these are something which is required. Otherwise, you will not be able to run it at your end. Now, coming down, so from the NLTK package, there is a tokenization class. From there, I am actually, importing two things: word tokenization, sentence tokenization, which we discussed in the last lecture. Then from the corpus, I am, importing the store words. Then from the stammer, I am importing the port stammer and the wordlet lemmatizer. And from the NLTK, I am importing the post tagging altogether. So this is like the simple thing. Now comes the real challenge. Now I have some data with me already here. If you see, so this is the sample data. In that, what do I have? Let it open. So I have some case IDs, I have some outcomes. This is the case title, and all those things are here. And then in the after there is a case description which is coming here. So now what I want to do, this is a raw data. Now in order to do some hands-on with the real data, so I am considering this data as my input data. So if you see, let's just close it for making the screen bigger. Now, if you go down, so Pandas is a package in Python, which is basically to load this CSVs file. So what we can do, pd.read CSVs in a way that I am, keeping the data in the df variable. And then in order to print the df variable shape, what we can do, we can print it like this, df.shape. And then in IPython notebook, in order to display something like, for example, let me actually run it and show it to you first. So if I see like loading data set, it is now coming, and the data set, that data set shape is 24 into 4. So there are 4 columns and 24 rows. Now coming down, I want to see first few rows, first 5 rows of this data set. So for that, what I can use df.head. So if I see below, so the first 5 rows are like this: case ID, there is case outcome, case title, and case text. So as you saw here, this is the case text, which is in the natural language. Now we cannot use this data altogether for for proceeding further. We'll have to apply some pre-processing, which is, the agenda of this notebook altogether. So df.head is actually giving you, so first 5 rows all. And then there is the basic information if we want to have about the data set. There we can use the df.info. So if you go down to df.info, what does it provide? So there are case ID, case outcome, case title, case text. All those 4 columns are here, and there are no null values. All of them are fulfilled. So this is what the df.info actually provides us, that is if there is any null value, because all those things we need to take care. Otherwise, there will be an error in your code. And then going forward, going down, there is a df.describe. So again, df.describe, I am describing the data in terms of count, like case ID, because there is no null data. So for all of them, the count is 24. How many unique values are there? So if you see, case IDs are different for everything. And then case outcome is like 4 unique values are there. Case title is again different, and then case text, right? Similarly, it is printing the top values and the frequency, right? So all those things being printed are, which is actually coming from the df.describe. So in this second cell, what I tried to do, I basically loaded the data, which can be any data at your end, and then you are trying to see what is the shape, what you are trying to print some data, trying to get some basic information and summary statistics of the data altogether. Now let's just go down. What I did here, I am just checking for some is null value. So this df dot is null. Df dot is null will provide you if there is any is null value, and then dot sum will provide if there is any null value or not. Although we saw it in the df dot info, but this is just one of the example to know whether there is a null value or not. So if you see here that there is no null value altogether. So if I did this, so this is the output that got printed. Now let's just look at, now let's start working on one of the columns. So I am interested in the this column, right? So I am interested in case text column because this is actually the language in natural language. So let's just start working on this. So df dot column. So it starts with the index 0. So df dot columns 3. So what it will provide? It will provide the fourth column, 0, 1, 2, 3. It will provide the fourth column. So if you print it, so if you see that, so I am actually started working with the title case text, which is what my agenda is. So in a way, I try to get the column name using the df dot column, and then in the square bracket, there is a column number. Now, if I want to get the text, basically in this text, I am trying to do some of the statistics with the case text, right? So let's just say df dot text column is there. Text column is nothing but my case text. And then I want to see what is the length of, my each and every text. So what I can do, first of all, I need to convert it into the string using dot as type string. And then dot apply is one of the function which if you like dot apply length. So in a way, for each and every row, there are 24 rows. So for each and every row, it will, print out the length, and it will save in it another column, which is like the test length. And similarly, I want to see how many word count was there. So text column dot s type string, that is clear. Now I want, what I want to do, first of all, so whatever text are there, so I'll first split it, right? And then split, after splitting, I'll do the length. So for that, I am using the dot apply and then lambda function x. So for each and every row, what I am doing is I am first splitting it, calculating the length, and then saving it in x, which is what I'll be creating a new column, word count. Similarly, the sentence count. So what I'll be do, I'll be first sentence tokenizing, sentence tokenize my input data, and then applying the lambda function, and then accordingly the sentence count will come up in one of the column. So this is what some statistics I do on the data frame. Now going below, if you see, like, so now I'm seeing like average text length. What is the average text length? What is the average word count? What is the average sentence count? So for that, what you can do, so this is the column which we created. On this column, we can do dot mean. And then under this column dot 2f is basically I want to get the information in the two decimal only. So if I go below and show you, so the average text length is this. So it's like 1375 characters in a way are there. And if you see the word counts, so word are on an average like 240 are the words in each and every row, and then the average sentence count is 7.42 sentence. Right, so this is very useful in order to know. I mean, before pre-processing anything on your data, we should be having clear idea that what all statistics are there in our data, how many words are there, how many tokens are there, how many sentences are there on an average, what is the text length. So all those things are important here. Now let's just see some visualization part here. So this is like two important packages in Python, cburn and the matplotlib. So what they are doing is we are trying to print out some of the statistics that we computed earlier. So plot.figure, I am first creating a figure, then creating one subplot, because if you see, so let me show you what I actually printed, plotted first. So this is like the distribution of word count. I want to see how many words are there. So number of words and the count. So this is like the histogram on distribution of word count and the sentence count. So what I did basically, I, use this plot.figure and plot.subplot. And then there is a hist plot about the word count, right? And then this is the title, this is the X label. Similarly, I am doing the hist plot of the sentence count. So of word count and sentence count, I am actually labeling it as number of sentence, definitely, because if you see here, so it's like the number of words and the number of sentence. How many number of words with the count like 200 words having a count of 6. So this distribution is again very useful because in a way we want to try out we want to get rid of any anomaly which is there in the data set. Although it's a very simplistic data, but in real world you might find some data which is like very awkward. So in that case, you need these statistics to be computed in order to, get rid of the anomaly altogether. So this is giving you some, nice representation of the data. Now coming down, let's just say this all we have got. Now, first of all, let's just start with the text cleaning, which is anyway the NLP pre-processing that we'll have to apply here. So what I am doing is, so whatever my text column is, I want to apply the clean text over here. Now, what is clean text? Clean text is nothing, one of the function that I created. So what it is doing, first of all, it is converting into string, then it is lowering it, and then it is, removing any special characters other than the digits and the number. So it's like the not null. Yeah? If it is not the number and it is not the basically the word and the space, then I am going to substitute it with the space, right? Well, substitute it with the nothing there, right? In the string altogether. Similarly, I am removing the digit using re dot substitute, then r, then single colon, and then I am removing all the numbers. So this d is basically for the number. Similarly, for extra space, what I can do, this is for the space, right? And if I put plus, then there would be extra space which I want to get rid of, right? And then I am doing the stripping after this. So this will actually provide me the clean text. So once the clean text being provided, let's just first, try to print what I did. So this is some of the example index. So in the column, basically, if I want to go some of the index, then I localize example index. I'm going to the example index. And then similarly in the clean text column, I am going to the example index. So let us print it. What does it print? So after cleansing, if you see here, so this was my original text. And then after cleansing, I found this number to be removed because this I put it, that every number should get removed from my, input data. So this is what I did in this cell. But accordingly, as per your need, you can modify it as per your requirement, whether you want to keep the digit or anything. So that all is, specific to the data that you are working upon. Right. So, right. So this is like clear to me that what I did. So basically here what I did, I am actually try to print some of the text that is like up to 200 only I am printing. Otherwise it will look very clumsy. Now my data, when the data is clean, so I need to work on the clean text column. Now in the first, I'll be doing the tokenization. So for the tokenization, again, dot apply is very, very, very handy in order to work with the pandas data frame. So you are going to apply the word tokenize and save it in some other column. Similarly, you are applying that sentence tokenize. This is like the simple thing. Now, what I am trying to do, I am trying to, print the example index. Like for one of the row, I want to see like what all tokens are there in my token, right? In my tokenized text. Similarly, in my sentence tokenized text. So what I am doing is I am actually enumerating on all the sentence and then I am printing it. So let me just actually run this for you. So what you'll do, so in the end, so first 15 tokens, these are the tokens which has come up from my clean text and first two sentence I have printed out here. So if you go here, I have kept the length to be this like this and then I am enumerating and then first two sentence I am printing over here. Right. Now let's just, do some more statistics with the tokens and the sentence that we got. So here I printed the bar plot, histogram plot of the number of tokens and the frequency. This is again important. Although we understood like it's like 240 something number of tokens on an average and they are in the data set. So what I did, I basically, my tokenized column text was there. So I applied the len on it. And on the token point, I am just, doing the SNS dot his plot. So this is very useful. This is very handy, which actually in 2 or 3 lines of a code, it does the job. So then in the end, I am, doing the plot dot show in order to show it on my terminal. So this is what I showing, right? So it's like the number of tokens and the frequency and the distribution of token count per document. So if you see here, this is like the distribution of the tokens in my data set. Now let's just go down. Now in the second, I want to remove the stop words because this is again important thing. Now what I did is like, first of all, I need to get all the stop words from the data set, from the NLTK package. So this is what storewords dot words English. I am, keeping it in one variable, storewords. Now, how I remove my storewords? So I add the tokenized text. So in the tokenized text, so what I did, I basically uh, applied the lambda function. So for loop word in word. So basically, I am doing first of all token by token. I am iterating over it and then lowering it. This is similar to what we discussed in the previous lecture. And if it is not in the store words, and then if it is not, the although I applied the pre-processing that do not keep the digit altogether. But again, this is something that I did here. And then in the end, I am just keeping all those words in a list and then putting it like the no stop word. So this is what I did. And if in order to show one of the sample example, let me show you and let me run it for you. This cells, so what it did, basically original number of store words are there in 198 in NLTK package. Then sample store word, this is what I printed. Now original token counts was 63 on one of the row and then it got reduced to 39 after some pre-processing. Right, so here I am printing like first five original tokens and the 15 tokens. So this is what I did. Now on an average, if you see like I printed like 47% were removed as a store words. So this is like a huge thing that we need to do. This is the important pre-processing step which is very much needed, right? So that's a good number, 47%. So, so I did nothing. Basically, original count, how much were there, apply after applying the length, then filtered count, and it's like the percentage remove I did, that how much percentage I removed from my data set altogether. Right. So this is like the important thing, like store words removal. Now coming to the stemming. Stemming is again portal stemmer. You need to have it and then create an object for it. And on the node store words, I am applying it like stem each for each and every word for loop are running over all the tokens. I am applying the stemming. And this is how I am again saving it. These are like the similar step. And then if you run it, let me show you. So I am printing like first 15 tokens before stemming and after stemming. And after running, like running becomes runs, ran easily. So all those things have come up here if you see, right? Original and stem word. So let me actually show you the some of the coding part because this anyway is a clear, right? So I think this is clear, like apply lambda on any of the function. This is what I am doing it. Then I am printing the stemming example from these lines. And then there is this, whatever examples were there, I applied the stem. So this is what basically I wanted to show you that how does exam stemming works in more detail way. So I just considered some of the examples of the tokens and then accordingly apply the stemmer on it to show how does it work. And then in the original data frame, how is the original word look like, stem word look like, this is what I did here, right? Now let's just go below. I think for the lemmatization, I skip it because it's similar to stemming, but the thing is different. So I think you can go through it. I'll provide the link of this notebook page so you can actually print it. So you can actually run it and see what are the examples has come up. Now coming the post tagging. So this is again on the stores. I am applying the post tagging. In the post tagging, as you see, there is no tokenization being required. So I am applying it directly on my no towards column. And then this is my sample row that I want to work upon. And then I am enumerating on my post tag data, keeping it like this way. And then I am printing it. So let me show you what has come after printing. Right. So this is how it looks like. The first word and the original word and the it is giving me what all the post tagging things are here, right? And then I'm also giving the examples of multiple common post tags that are there, which you need to consider upon, right? Now going down, so this is like important thing, right? So what I am doing is, if you go below, so I want to see that most common post tags, what are they? So in that way, what I can use the counter a package from the Python, so which is in the collections package. From the collections, I am actually importing the counter. What I am doing is for loop my tags. So I am actually iterating over each and every tag. And then in a way, I am actually creating a counter. This is nothing but I am, trying to count how many times it has come up. So after running this, after printing it, so I am, if you see below, so you can easily say that noun singular on mass coming 1197 occurrences are there. So this is again very useful. For example, if any of you know, the post tag is very much frequent in your data set, then you can apply some other pre-processing. But this is a very basic stuff that I told you that you should know about the pre-processing while, working on any data set altogether. Now comes the last part, which is the text visualization. So let me actually first show you what I did here. So I am actually printing the words and their frequencies. So this is again, I think it's important to know that what all the words which are coming very frequently in your data set, although you remove the store words, but there are some words. For example, V. What is the meaning of the V? Nothing, right? So you should remove it. So you should be having clear idea that what are the words which is coming frequently. So in the third lecture we'll be discussing about vectorization. So there this frequent plot of the words is very very important. Here I am printing the word cloud of the word. So how I did it, let me now show to it to you. So basically, I have like lemmatized words. So I am running it over one by one. And then for all the words, I am creating a dictionary. And then using the counter only, I am, creating the frequency because counter gives the frequency as well as the count. And then I am actually saving it in the form of top words, right? And then basically using this plt dot bar, I am printing the a bar plot of the top frequency word in my data set. Where you see, yeah, so if you see like J is again coming at the third level. So it is important to know to remove it from your data set before proceeding further. Yeah, so I think, yeah, that's it for today. So in conclusion, what we discussed about cleansing, tokenization, storage removal, stemming, lemmatization, POS tagging, visualization, all these things on a real world data set, which is important and you should be knowing about. Thanks. Thanks for your time.